Hello there! Welcome to my English night show. Thank you so much for listening to this radio. This is your personality MC Naomi Umeda. How are you all? What's up? How's it going? This week, finally Friday, and I've been busy these days, but I found several days that I was very lucky or very fulfilling. I was walking on the sidewalk the other day and I was heading to the convenience store, and there was one boy very joyful and happily that he was walking, and he was actually skipping very high up in the air, hopping right up in the air and then right back smashing the ground back to the concrete. And he was not only that, what's more, he was singing all by himself. So I was like, oh my gosh, where does this huge energy comes from, right? It was very interesting to see, and at the same time I felt like, oh, he's gonna be our role model to get over the busy days, because we adults tend to forget how to keep up with our energy and motivation, right? If you love your job, I think that's awesome. I do love my job, and I do love seeing customers, preparing also what's the next lesson will be, or what's the activity is gonna be. But sometimes I work more than 10 hours or 11 hours because I also have the kids English class, and I also have kids English class channel of YouTube's, and I do have the YouTube channel for the adults class. So, and unfortunately I'm the only one teaching, so I don't really have other staffs. So shooting the videos and editing and also creating the slides, all that, I have to do it all by myself. So it add up to about 10 or 11 hours sometimes in one day. So, and that sometimes gives me this fatigue, the huge fatigue, and I do love my job and I really love seeing all my students, but sometimes I get really exhausted and I feel like, oh my gosh, I really want to hit the karaoke right now. Sometimes I feel that way. Yeah. And on the weekends, if I have the free time, I do go to karaoke. I just sometimes hit the bar, sing all by myself, or sing with other customers together. That's one of my joyful day. And yeah, that's one of the tools that can give me the energy and also maintain the busy weeks. Yes. How about you? How do you get over the busy days? Do you have some solutions? If so, please feel free to share with me, even on the listens or on the radio show. Yes. And one of the news that I had this day was right now my friends from Australia is visiting in Japan right now. They had arrived on 25th March, but unfortunately they really had the bad news too. Their bad news was their luggage hasn't arrived yet. Oh my gosh. Yes, they have stayed already like 4 days. Yes, 4 days in a row. They're still waiting for their luggage to come, and they said they had a transit flight at Vietnam airport, and then after that they went to the Narita airport, and then they didn't get the luggage there. So their customer service at Narita airport, they said they're gonna contact my friends on the next day how the baggage was. But my friend said the staff hasn't called them yet. Isn't that worst scenario for the trip? I know it's a bad start. I really feel so sorry for my friends, and they're so much worried about their souvenirs that they brought from Australia for friends in Japan, or those that documents or the cameras or all the devices they had on inside the suitcase. So yeah, I really wish that their luggage is gonna come soon. When I was in Narita Airport working as a ground handling staff, I have experienced taking care of customers there who had missed luggages. So, well, before I become English teacher, about 12. So I've been working as an English teacher for 9 years now, and 9 years ago, I was working at another English teaching class school, and for there I was 5 years working there. So it's gonna be like 14 years ago. 14 years ago, I was working at Narita Airport as a ground handling staff, and then there I saw Indian people, the customers, and then they have missed their luggages to catch up on the right date. They have arrived in Japan, and there was old woman, and she had her medication inside her suitcase, and she had diabetes, and which was very worse. We had to help her to find her a great hospital to support her, so closer from her hotel. So we staff had to rush to search hospitals and also about the baggage. But if you have the transit flights, that's what the problem's gonna start occurring. India, Malaysia, those, I don't know why, but those is Asian countries, they sometimes misload the baggages, or sometimes some airport or some of the flight tickets, they don't have the service to reload the luggages again to the next connecting flight. So in that case, passengers have to pick up their own luggages and then check in again, and then load the baggages on the same flight at the connecting flight. So if there will be several cases if the passengers forgot to check in the baggages again, their baggages will be lost at the airport, at the transit area, or if they have the ticket, or according to each airport's rules, or it depends on which airline service that you use also, they will be handling your baggages straight to the next airport. So it depends on several cases, but the worst case I have heard was they haven't got their luggages for 3 months. 3 months is so long, right? How about you all? Have you experienced such really sad problems before? I luckily have never experienced before, so yeah, if you did have experienced that, please let me know how it was and how you survived. Alright, that will be my lesson too. Yes, alright. Well, talking about the free talk today, we have shared about the flights and the foreign passengers coming to Japan. So, speaking of that, I will have a short lesson for you all today to learn about the conversations to guide foreigners in Japan if you see on the street. Let's jump in. Alright, let's try. Why not take a conversation? If you see foreigners who are lost, how would you say if you want to say 何かお探しですか? 何かお手伝いいたしましょうか? In these such cases, how would you say? Can you think of some words or phrases? Yes, one of the phrases you can say is, do you need any help? Excuse me, do you need any help? Can I help you with anything? Or you can say, are you lost? Do you need a hand? Right? Alright, for example, and then if the customer said, ありがとう Thanks, we can't find the fish market. Thanks, we can't find the fish market. And you wanna say, 一本先の道路にありますよ。一本先の道路にありますよ。How would you say in English? Can you think of the keywords? Right, you can say, it's on the street 1 block up. Or also you can say 1 block ahead. It's on the street 1 block up. It's on the street 1 block ahead. Yes, and then the customers will say, thanks for that. Thank you so much for your help. Right, alright. If you wanna say, 何かお探しですか? 何かお探しですか? How would you gonna say this? You can say, are you looking for something? Are you looking for something? ちょっと道に迷いまして、仲間とはぐれてしまったんです。If you want to say this, how would you gonna say? ちょっと道に迷ってしまって、仲間とはぐれてしまったんです。You might use this phrase when you are customers or passengers outside of Japan in the different country. When you're on a trip and you are joining a group, you will be having this conversation. Right, one of the examples you can say is, I'm a bit lost. I got separated from my group. I'm a bit lost. I got separated from my group. Some people forget to use the from, this word. Sometimes I hear some students say, I got separated my group. I got separated my group. 受け身ではぐれてしまったという場合は separated from の from も忘れないようにしていきましょうね。Okay, let's see. What are those phrases that you can say when you wanna ask the place to eat? 近くにある飲食店を知っていますか？近くにある飲食店を知っていますか？ How would you gonna say this in English? Can you think of another phrases or words? Alright, one of the things is you can say, do you know any places to eat nearby? Do you know any places to eat nearby? 一番近いのはここら辺だと小松屋牛丼ですね。一番近いのは小松屋牛丼でしょうね。If you wanna answer in these words in English, how would you gonna say? Alright, the answer will be, the nearest would be Komatsuya Gyudon. The nearest would be Komatsuya Gyudon. And of course, as you know, there are so many kinds of ways for saying. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the lesson. And then you can also say in these words, you can say the nearest place, the nearest shop, eating place. The nearest place would be Komatsuya Gyudon. Or nearest place from here, you can add that phrase too. 最後のでは質問いきましょう。最寄りのコンビニは角を曲がってすぐにありますよ。 最寄りのコンビニは角を曲がってすぐですよ。If you wanna say this in English, how would you gonna say? The difficult part is you can use the word corner and also it's around the corner. Yes, the nearest convenience store is just around the corner. The nearest convenience store is just around the corner. Or you can use right after you turned the corner. Right after you turned the corner.You can use that too. You will see the nearest convenience store right after you passed the corner or right after you turned the corner. You can use either way. Alright, that is the lesson for today. How was this conversation for you? Was it difficult or was it easy? Was it simple? I hope you enjoyed this short lesson today.And of course, the weather is now like sunny. Sometimes we have very heavy, windy, stormy weather these days. So please take care of yourself. さあ皆さんお疲れ様でございました。本日のレッスンでは道端で困っている外国人の方を助けることができるフレーズをご紹介いたしました。今日の前半のフリートークでは今週とっても忙しい1週間過ごしてますが、とても幸せなエピソードがありましたよというお話と、そして、とても残念な友達から聞いたニュースがあったよということでしたね。道端では小学生がもう一人で、元気にスキップして友達が前も後ろもいないのにスキップしていたという、そしてもう笑いながらね歌っていたという状況でした。忙しい時はついつい眠たくなったり、どうしてもカラオケに行きたいなと思ってしまう時もあるんですけども、本当にこれは見習わなくちゃいけないなと思いましたね。はい。そして次のエピソードではオーストラリアから来た友人たちが25日にもう来日してるんですけども、未だに荷物が届いてないと、問題が起きてるそうなんですね。その問題の対処中でなかなか会う約束してたんですけども、ごめんまだ会えそうにないということで連絡がありました。本当に頼むから荷物届いてくれと思ってます。皆さんも同じような経験ありましたか？ぜひね、あった方はぜひぜひレッスンでお聞かせください。このラジオでもお聞きできるのも楽しみにしております。それでは See you next week. I really hope that you have enjoyed or I could have supported you through the English lessons for today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful weekend this week. I hope to see you next week again. Goodbye.